General Mathematics, Grade 11 lesson. Domain and range of a rational function. Now, let us define domain and range of a rational function. The domain of a rational function is the set of all values that the variable x can take, and the range of a rational function is the set of all values that the variable y can take.
And now let's try to solve this given function and find its domain and range. We have f of x equals to x squared minus 4 over x cubed minus 8. So to find the domain, we simply follow the steps in finding the vertical asymptote. First, by taking the denominator and equating it to 0. We have x cubed minus 8 equals to 0. And when equating it, we're just going to transpose the negative 8 to the right side of the equation and changing its sign. We now have x cubed equals to positive 8. The next step is getting rid of the cube by getting the cube root of both sides of the equation. We now have the cube root of x cubed equals to the cube root of 8. For the left side, there will be cancellation, cancel, so what's left is x. And for the right side, we're just going to take the cube root of 8, and that is 2. So we now have x equals to 2. So our domain is all real numbers x except 2, so the 2 is the vertical asymptote. And for the range, we're just going to follow the step for finding the horizontal asymptote. Just by looking at the numerator and denominator's exponent. For the numerator we have 2 and for the denominator we have 3. Notice that the denominator has greater value than the numerator, and the rule states that when the denominator is greater than the numerator, automatically the horizontal asymptote is equals to 0, and that is y equals to 0. So our range is all real numbers y except to 0, and that is the range and the domain for this sample.
In our sample 2, we have f of x equals 2x plus 3 over x minus 1. The first thing to do in vertical asymptote is extract the denominator, x minus 1 equals to 0. What is our next step? Okay, we move the negative 1 to the right side, and the result is x equals positive 1. Now let's identify the domain. The denominator is 0. What value of x makes the denominator? The result is, or the answer, is all real numbers x except 1. Let's find the horizontal asymptote. Since the degrees of the numerator and the denominator are both 1, what will be the ratio of the leading coefficients? What do we get? Right, the leading coefficient of 2x plus 3 is 2, and for x minus 1, it's 1. So the horizontal asymptote is y equals 2 over 1 equals 2. Our range for this function is, what is our horizontal asymptote? It's 2. In our range, it indicates that the approaches 2 but never reaches it. Therefore, the range is all real numbers except 2. Okay, very good. We can write this as this statement, all real numbers except 2. So the difference of domain and range is that the domain is based on the vertical asymptote, while the range is based on the horizontal asymptote.